ready to get started? I will call the meeting to order. The only thing on the agenda is this discussion. We'll adopt that agenda by consent. Okay, turn it over to you, Dr. Miller. Mr. Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. Gary Kelly, the Comptroller for Lee County Schools, is going to give a brief overview of the budget for FY21, and then we'll entertain any questions anybody has. Mr. Kelly?
Okay. We'll start with the first page of the budget. And basically our budget for this year is $73 million. If you look at the total column for expenditures, each one of these revenue, local, state, federal, are represented by the pages that follow. Page 2 is your local revenues, which is mostly your ad valorem taxes and your SPLOST tax. Page 3 is our state revenues. This state revenue this year is down 10%, but at the end I'll discuss the changes. But basically most of our revenue comes from the state, $36 million. Page 4 is our federal revenues. The money in the general fund, the 632, that's the CARES Act funding. Most of our other federal revenue is in special revenue funds. Actually, CARES Act funding will show up in the special revenue fund, but I put it in the general fund to help me know how much money I was dealing with, rather than subtracting the expenses that will be moved over there. These are basically the majority of the money in the federal revenues is Title I, Title VI-B, and lunch. Page 5 is instruction. The majority of our expenditures are in this function. Teacher salary, paraprofessionals, and employee benefits make up the majority of the expenditures in basically every function. Page 6, pupil services. This is athletic supplements, OT, PT, school nurses. Basically services, not direct instruction, but services to help kids with instruction. Page 7, improvement of instructional services. This is our curriculum director, and all your curriculum activities. Staff development falls into this category. Page 8, educational media services. This would be our media specialist, the media paras, and then the library collections that we buy. Page 9, general administration. This would be the superintendent and the board, our liability insurance. Page 10, school administration. This would be our principals, assistant principals, school clerical. And again, the expenditures for salaries and benefits make up most of it. Operations and nets is just 125.8. I can't even see it with my glasses. 128.5. Page 11, business administration. This would be my department, the accounting department. Page 12, maintenance and operation. That's going to be custodial. In this, you'll see the operations does get a little larger with your energy cost and your water, sewage, and the I got to go up prescription level. 13, student transportation, our bus drivers and mechanics, and fuel for our buses. Page 14, central support services. This would be human resources. Page 15, other support services. This is our membership to ERISA. Page 16 is food service, and that is everything in food service that goes in this category. Lunchroom salaries, food. Page 17, community service operations. That's our after-school program. Page 18, we usually have capital outlay. We have none this year. Page 19 is our debt service. And basically, we're gonna be paying off 1.3 million in bonds this year, and we'll have $747,000 in interest. Page 20 summarizes each function in the total categories of salaries, benefits, operations, capital outlay, and debt service. And it tells you the percentage each make up. If you'll note that the top line, well, there's two lines at the bottom. One, I take out the capital outlay and debt service. And the reason I do this, capital outlay some years can be $10 million when we're building a school, and that will distort the benefits and salaries as a percentage of the total budget. So on the bottom line, you'll see that if you take out capital outlay and debt service, 86% of our budget is salaries and benefits. Page 21 is each object code in our budget and basically what percentage they make up of the total expenditures. Page 22 is just the object code for salaries, and it tells you what percentage each object code makes up of the total salaries. And the object code is like teacher salaries. 110 is teacher salaries, 118 is music, art, and PE teachers. So you have to add those two together to get total teacher salaries. Page 23 is a pie chart of our revenue and what's made up state, federal, and local. As you see, state is 61% and local is 30%. The federal actually went up about 2% because of the CARES Act. Page 24 is the percentage of our operations, what's made up of direct instruction, maintenance, school administration, and food service. Page 25 and 26 is basically what's changed in the budget from last year to this year. If you'll notice, our revenues went down by $611,000. Our expenditures went up by $658,000. So that's a net of about $1.3 million decrease with extra spending and less revenues. So how do we fund that, given we're getting less money? We shut down school last year, basically in March, and when we did, we cut off electricity. I mean, we shut down the schools, we didn't have any fuel for the buses, copy machines. So we increased our fund balance, and that's how we're going to make up the difference in our budget. We won't have to fund with any furlough days. And that's basically it, if you got any questions.
Are there any questions of Mr. Cobb? All right. Hearing none. And seeing no unknown audience participation out there, Ms. Manning, do you have any questions of us? Hearing none, are we under any obligation to hold this meeting open for any length of time?
I suppose if somebody comes in,
Somebody comes in, we can, that works
answer
for
their
live
questions or
stream.
hear their comments
Yeah,
up until 5:30.
okay.
So we're just going to wait.
Or just leave the meeting open, or just wait? Yeah. I will declare this meeting adjourned.